And the kick, it is going to be a short hopper that's taken at about the 40-yard line.
Kick is recovered by Doss at the 39-yard line.
Doss will take over at the 39-yard line. Doss is 6-3. 3-1 at home, 3-2 away. I'm Drew Bernardi. With me tonight is Jesse Bird on a, like I said, chilly and rainy night here at Ray Story Stadium in Radcliffe, Kentucky. As we prep for this, remind you that this is an HCEC-TV student production, division of the Hardin County Schools. Special thanks to our live sports coverage sponsors, Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, eTownApartments.com. Doss will start off in a single back formation with split receivers. And it's a fumble, and that is going to be picked up by Doss. And
Doss picks it up.
Get the number on that players in just a second.
Young.
Keeping your hands on the ball is going to be a big key tonight, Drew, with the rain.
Yes, that was Dalian Young, the lead rusher for this Doss Dragons football team. 96 carries, 827 yards, 9 touchdowns on the season. And like you said, it's going to be an interesting night to see if they can keep a hold on the ball. Very wet conditions, very cold, and your grip is just going to drop to near zero at points during this game, isn't it, Jesse?
It is, and it's going to put a lot of pressure on that front seven.
Single back formation, split receivers. Takes the snap, clean handoff this time. It's Young again, and he's going to move forward for only a couple. This North Hardin Trojan defensive line keeping all of the runs in front of them right now, not letting anything get past. We didn't really see that very much last week at Central Hardin, where there was a couple big runs by some Bruins, including Deonko Wilkerson, Josh Valentine, and Deontay Duncan.
Yeah, we saw Central Hardin break through that defensive line for North Hardin several times. That's going to be something they're going to have to control this time. You can see two plays in a row right now. They brought the middle linebacker up near the defensive line, showing the blitz. Looks like they're going to continue to do that and try to force Doss to basically run into it.
Offset pistol, it's a handoff to Young, and Young's going to get hit in the backfield, escapes a rusher, and dives forward. And looks like going to gain 7. That's going to be a first down for the Doss Dragons. While we've got a second. Our referee tonight is Tim Sharp. Our umpire is Derek Laswell. Our linesman is Maurice Bennett. Our line judge is Kevin Martin. Side judge is Steve Hazel. Field judge is Tommy Adams. Back judge is Bobby Mefford. Doss comes out. They're going to work out of that offset pistol again with 2 receivers split to the top side. It's a snap and a handoff, and that's Young again, and Young is breaking through. He's got a little bit of room, breaking off the tackles. He's going to get about 8, maybe 9 yards on that run. I don't think we're going to see a lot of passing, despite the fact that Doss does have a senior quarterback, Dion Pumphrey, who has thrown 14 touchdowns to just 5 interceptions, almost a 3-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. I don't think we're going to see a lot of passing in this rainy situation tonight, Jesse.
No, I don't feel very confident. I mean, you can dink and dunk down the field a little bit because it's going to be hard to basically run the ball every single play and not get stopped. But throwing the ball in these kind of conditions aren't the kind of favorable ones for your receivers at any point.
Offset pistol, and it's a run with the fullback, and he's going to have close to a first down.
North Hardin's defensive line's done a really good job of stopping the run so far. But there's a few plays they're letting get away from the outside. The inside's doing good. They're crashing the A and B gap. They're closing those. They're not letting him run in between the tackles. They're going to have to do a better job of containing the outside. That's where both the first downs have came from tonight.
So it is going to be 3rd and 1 for the Doss Dragons. That was number 42, Keon Lee. He's a junior fullback and linebacker for the Doss Dragons. Doss continues to operate out of this offset pistol. Pumphrey takes the snap, and it's a handoff to Young, and Young's got enough for the first down. He's going to pick up 3 or 4 on the carry. Now, you talk about this North Hardin team. They are undefeated at home this year. They are 3-0. And I mentioned that in the keys to the game. Home sweet home. You got to get the fans. They're not numerous, but they are here in this rainy condition. You got to get them on their feet, get them loud, and throw the Doss offense off its game.
They have to make some noise. They have to make their presence heard. They kind of have to slow Doss down. Doss is on a 5-game win streak. Of course, North Hardin is coming off an excruciating loss, painful loss in the district title game.
It's a pitch to Lee, and Lee is going to, excuse me, that's Young, as he tries to come around the corner. We already see the splashing and the sliding through the rain here. He's only going to get about 3, maybe 4 yards on that one. You mentioned that 5-game win streak, and their stats change drastically when it comes to this 5-game win streak. You know, for the season, they have 3,100 yards of offense. They're averaging 352 yards per game. But during their 5-game win streak, they're averaging 400 yards a game, 2,004 yards of offense during this 5-game win streak. It's going to be that offset pistol that we've seen for most of the night from Doss. He takes the snap. He's looking to throw. He's going to throw it down the middle. He's got his man, but it's dropped, shaken loose by a North Hardin defender.
That's a dangerous play for that ball to be bounced off that receiver's hand with the safety sitting freely in that position.
Yeah, you saw that safety over the top, and I tell you what, he got popped in the back when he went to catch that ball. That's going to bring up 3rd and 9 for the Doss Dragons. As we see here the crowd getting as loud as they can. Like I said, not a very big crowd tonight for either team on a chilly and rainy October night. Doss will go out of the offset pistol. 2 receivers split to the top side. Takes the snap. He is indeed looking to throw. Rolls out to the left. He's got a lot of pressure coming. He's hit. He's sacked all the way back at the 45-yard line. That was Matthew Cole on the sack for North Hardin. And, you know, you got to make a couple pass attempts to keep them honest, but that's not exactly what you want to have happen on a 3rd and 9.
No, it's not, and that was a great call by the defensive coordinator on that play to go ahead and send the blitz in. If you saw in the pass protection on the last play, the left tackle was getting double-teamed a little bit and was very slow to get protection on that side. So on the next play, you follow it up by sending the outside linebacker on a blitz, pressure that left tackle again and confuse him on who to pick up the block, left him wide open, had 2 people coming in, closing the gaps. Had the easy sack in the backfield there. It's going to force Dawson to a punting situation.
Pumphrey will punt this ball away. Good snap. Decent kick. It's going to bounce over to the Doss sideline and splash down. Looks like it's going to be right around the 30-yard line is where North Hardin will take over.
First and 10 with the Trojans.
So last week, Drew,
as they switch, can give you a quick thank you to our live sports coverage sponsors, Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, eTownApartments.com, Bluegrass Cellular, eTown Exterminating, and West Point Bank. This is going to be Eric Moore working out of the shotgun with a protector to his right. 2 receivers split down to the near side. He takes the snap, and it is a handoff, and it's going nowhere. The big number 52 for Doss. That's Raymond Brashear. He comes crashing through the line and brings down Lavelle Wright for a loss. Just you were going to mention something about last week?
I was going to mention Lavelle Wright. I was wondering if he was going to come in as a running back or if we were going to see Tavion Stark starting the game off, and we see that it's Wright starting a running back tonight.
2 receivers split on either side. It's a shotgun look with a protector to his left, and that's going to bring a flag.
Looks like it's going to be a false start penalty on North Hardin. You saw the linebacker jumping the offensive line a little bit. Yeah, you had offsides.
Yeah, it's offsides unless somebody on the offensive line makes you jump, and then it's definitely a false start. So that's going to back North Hardin up 5 yards. They go in the same formation, twins out to either side. Shotgun look. He's going to take the snap, roll to the right, fires out here and that's caught.
There's Josh Moore on the reception, receiver that I wanted to see a lot more of in the Central Hardin District title game last week.
So that will gain them a couple. It's going to bring up still, though, 3rd and very long. 3rd and 14 coming up for North Hardin. As he works out of the shotgun with that twin receiver set. Takes the snap. He rolls to the right this time. He fires, and it skips off the ground short of his man. It's intended for Desmond Ryan. That's going to bring up 4th down and definitely a punt here for the Trojans. You know, you talk about that the quarterbacks have to have a good grip on the ball, the running backs, the wide receivers, but you know, the punter has to have a good grip on the ball too, because when you're punting, you're always in your own territory, and you cannot have the ball slip out of your hands, go over your head, or just miss up a kick, because then you're looking at either giving them a short field or giving them points.
You're right. The punter's going to have to hold on the ball, and you actually watch closely. That's going to start with their long snapper here, and it's going to be a battle for the long snappers and the centers all night to get a hold on that ball and make sure they don't drop it and skid it on the ground through that snap.
It's a decent kick. It's going to take a North Hardin bounce across midfield, and it'll be about the 47, maybe the 48-yard line,
At their own 48-yard line.
where Doss will start. They are near midfield. This is an HCEC-TV student production, a division of the Hardin County Schools. Special thanks to our live sports coverage sponsors, Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, eTownApartments.com, Bluegrass Cellular, eTown Exterminating, and West Point Bank. I'm Drew Bernardi. With me tonight, Jesse Bird. We are still scoreless with 5:25 left in the first quarter. Doss with their second possession. Their first one ended up in a punt, as did the first North Hardin possession. They will go out of the pistol formation with twin receivers on either side. Snap by Pumphrey. He hands it off to Young. Young's got a lot of room over on the left side. Young's got a first down before he's shoved into the Doss bench. Gain of 11 yards. That is good enough for a first down. That's going to put them right at the North Hardin 40. They are already into North Hardin territory on this slippery, rainy night. Still scoreless in the first quarter. Jesse, you mentioned that this is going to be a run-heavy night. You know, what kind of passes can you make in this game, in a game like this where there's so much rain?
This is actually a really good opportunity to set up a bubble screen on the outside. You have the bubble screen set up, and you want to pull the corner in on the fake, and you can actually cause a lot of missed tackles being that close like that in these kind of slippery situations. A bubble screen's a safe pass to the outside, and you can actually see a short screen pass to the running back here on the side, and that's a safe pass. It opens up the field as where it pulls the corners and linebacker in. All you have to do is make a break in that coverage right there, and you can take one to the house at that point.
That was Pumphrey to Pumphrey. It was Dion Pumphrey, the quarterback, to Deshaun Pumphrey, the senior wide receiver and cornerback. That's going to gain them maybe 1 yard. They'll be up to the 41, or they'll be to the 39 of North Hardin. You know, we mentioned again that this is a very slippery environment. You mentioned the bubble screen. They went right to a screen pass, maybe not a bubble. But in these kind of conditions, it's going to be about who has the right pair of cleats and who can get the grip in the ground. Going to send a man in motion to the right side of the formation. It's a handoff, and that's Young again. And Young, like I said, he's been the workhorse of this Doss Dragons offense. 96 carries, 827, 9 touchdowns, averages 8.6 yards a carry on the season.
Very impressive. Looks like we've got, compared to last week's structure, I've seen North Hardin's actually mixed up their defensive line a little bit tonight. Looks like you've got some big guys in the middle. Looks like some quick guys on the outside. They're also bringing the linebackers up for a lot of containment. So I like the defensive switch here to kind of focus on the run.
Pumphrey will go out of the regular pistol this time. Sends Pumphrey in motion. Takes the snap, and it's a loose ball, live ball, and it's recovered by North Hardin. And there you mentioned it. Got to keep your hands on the ball. It looks like a bad exchange between the center and quarterback, a bad exchange, an even worse exchange really between the quarterback and running back, and we've got a turnover.
It is, and it's going to be a hard thing for Eric Moore tonight, as well as Dion Pumphrey, to hold on to that ball coming off that snap. All it takes in these conditions is a bad snap, and that's going to mess up the entire play, and you're going to fumble that ball in the backfield. And you see right there, and North Hardin's got to come out, whether it's running.
We have a correction. They did in fact recover. Dragons were able to recover. That's the second time though that they've had a bad snap and bad exchange recovered. So they can't have that kind of luck all night.
North Hardin's got to capitalize, get that ball.
Pumphrey will go out of the pistol with trips to the top side. He takes the snap. He is looking to throw. He's going to fire it down the middle of the field, and that's the second time tonight he's had his man. It's just bounced right off the hands.
It was a well-designed play to break into the middle coverage like that. You drew the linebackers in by faking the run on the inside, running off that pistol formation. You had the receiver set up in the for about a 15-yard gain, but he just couldn't hold on to the ball.
So there will be a turnover on downs for the Doss Dragons. North Hardin will come out now. Moore will operate out of the shotgun. He's got 3 receivers down here to the bottom side.
Notice with the trip side on the right here, the safety's shading over slightly, but that's a perfect time to set up that bubble screen with that open in the coverage.
It's going to be a handoff and right up the middle for a good chunk of yards. That's going to be Lavelle Wright, the exciting freshman that we have seen this year. We saw him last week at Central Hardin. It's going to bring up 2nd and 3. Ball is on the 42-yard line.
Lavelle Wright is a very hard runner. He carried the rock over and over and over in the district title game. Never slowed down, never lost a step, and always puts a shoulder pad down to run that football.
It's going to be another run, and this one not quite as successful. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Maybe even lost a half a yard for Lavelle Wright. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 3. Balls on the 48-yard line. Still scoreless, 2:44 left in the first quarter. North Hardin wasting no time. They're keeping the tempo up, keeping the plays quick. Shotgun formation. Lavelle Wright stands to Eric Moore's left, trips down here to the bottom. It's a handoff to Wright. No, it's a pass, and that's deflected and caught by Jeremiah Bankhead. I don't know. I thought it was incomplete, and then for a second I thought it might have been intercepted, and then
that's not how it was drawn up. But at the end, you look back at the end of the play, and you came away with the first down, so you can't complain moving the markers.
First down, Trojans. 2:15 left in the first quarter. Moore will go out of the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers split up to the top, and it's going to be a flag.
Flag on the play.
Looks like we're going to have an offsides call on Doss.
Offsides against Doss, so that'll give the Trojans 5 free yards. It's not what you want to do if you're Doss, but if you're North Hardin, you'll take it just like that last play.
Doss is bringing in, they're having the linemen stand up a little bit and kind of jump the line of scrimmage, hoping to move the North Hardin offensive line a little bit and have it cause a false start.
Trips to the top side. It's a shotgun snap. He's going to throw it again, and this one skips off the hands of Desmond Ryan. That is a little bit dangerous if you throw high like that, because it can be intercepted if there's somebody back there for it. And there was nothing but white shirts standing back there. North Hardin. They are at the 38-yard line of Doss. 1:57 left in the first quarter. Still scoreless. It's going to be Moore taking the snap. It's a handoff to Lavelle Wright, and Lavelle Wright is stood up but fights through, keeping the pile moving. He's got a first down for the North Hardin Trojans.
On the carry.
And I tell you what, that is something that you want to see out of a veteran running back, to bounce off the pile, come back out, change your direction, and then keep the pile moving. And he's a freshman.
He's got to keep going. Lavelle Wright's got a long future ahead of him, and it's going to be a very successful one these next 3 years at North Hardin.
It's amazing instincts for a freshman running back. Moore is going to go in the shotgun. He's got a man to his left. Takes the snap. It's a bad snap, and he's going to get hit and sacked back on the other side of the 35-yard line. And that's not exactly what you wanted to see, but it's better than what it could have been. That snap came in low. It was bobbled, and then by the time he got a hold of it, the Doss Dragons were on top of it. It's going to bring up 2nd and 16. Balls back to the 38-yard line of Doss. Doss is bringing the pressure on a lot of these plays, which is something that I mentioned in my keys to the game, to keep pressure on them, but you can't jump off sides like that. That's going to move North Hardin up by 5 yards for the second time on this drive. Going back to what I mentioned in my keys to the game, you've got to put pressure on this quarterback. We saw that Central Hardin was able to do that with effectiveness. You've got to keep the pressure on Eric Moore. He's not going to pass a lot tonight, but if you can keep the pressure there when he does have to pass, he can make a lot of mistakes. And we've got another procedural penalty. It's offsides against Doss for the 3rd time on this drive, and the 2nd play in a row. That's going to pretty much get back all of those yards that they just lost on that sack.
At some point, you have to stop jumping the line of scrimmage. North Hardin's clearly disciplined. They're not jumping. It's just costing you yards.
2nd and 6, ball on the 28-yard line. Moore takes the snap. He is looking to throw. He's going to fire it deep. Got a man down there, and it is caught!
Eric Moore's pass is complete.
Is that Jeremiah
To
Bankhead?
Josh
Josh
Moore.
Moore with an amazing catch right down there near the goal line. That's going to set up North Hardin with first and goal from the 1 with 36 seconds left in the first quarter. What a play. We said that we wouldn't see many passes tonight, but we just saw a bomb.
Josh Moore is a phenomenal wide receiver, and the connection they have, we saw it a few times in the Central Hardin game last week.
Bad snap, and it is... And it's going to be a fumble that's recovered by Doss. And that is not what you want to see if you're a member of the Trojans. A bad snap just after that big energizing play, and suddenly Doss has got the ball 1st and 10 on their own 2. .4 seconds left in the first quarter, still scoreless. Doss will take over 1st and 10. Ball is now moved to the 3-yard line. They do have the long field challenge. 97 yards if you want to make a touchdown out of this drive. Under center goes Pumphrey. Takes the snap. It's a handoff to his up back. That is going to be the fullback, Keon Lee. He's going to rush
Lee on the carry.
for about 3 yards, and I believe Doss is just going to look to take this one to the second quarter. Time ticks away, and we're going to come to the end of a scoreless first quarter.
At the end of 1, Doss 0.
The Trojans 0,
Trojans
Doss
0.
0. I'd like to remind you that tonight's broadcast is a Hardin County educational community television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming is sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunications needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results, with locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, Brandenburg, Bardstown, and Louisville. Online at physicaltherapyky.com. eTownApartments.com by Mark Harris Construction. Take a virtual tour today at eTownApartments.com. eTown Exterminating 737-6900 online at mugabug.com. West Point Bank has 5 offices located in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, West Point. Find online at westpointbank.com. Let them help make life simpler. West Point Bank, hometown banking made simple. And Bluegrass Cellular, offering the most affordable unlimited plan anywhere where wireless works. Visit at bluegrasscellular.com. Tune in weekly for rebroadcasts of all local HCEC-TV programs on Brandenburg Telecom, Comcast Cable's Channel 2, and Spectrum Communications Channel 184. You can also check them out on the HCEC-TV YouTube channel. Doss will set up at their own 3-yard line as we begin the second quarter. It'll be under center look for Pumphrey. Pumphrey takes the ball, hands it off to the right side where the Trojans swarm to bring the man down. That was
Young on the carry.
Delian Young on the carry, the sophomore running back, number 3.
Gain 2.
Gain of 2 is going to bring up 3rd and 4 on the 6-yard line. 11:37 left in this scoreless second quarter. Doss will come out, again under center look. Pumphrey has 2 backs standing behind him, 2 receivers split to the top side. Takes the snap, it's a handoff to Young. Young is going to be close as he moves through the pile. And that is going to bring up 4th down and 2 for the Doss Dragons. Just under 11 minutes left to go in the second quarter.
4th and 2.
Doss is conversing. I don't think they would go for it on fourth down in their own, this deep in their own side of the territory.
I wouldn't feel very confident in that, whether it's 4-2 or 4-10. That's not something I'm looking to do in the red zone.
It looks like they are going to go for it. They will line up. 2 receivers split to the top side, 2 backs in the backfield. Pumphrey under center, and North Hardin jumps. I believe they may have been going for the hard count there, and North Hardin bid on it, so that's going to give Doss a free 5 yards and a first down. Ball will be out to the 11-yard line. Excuse me, the 16-yard line.
Penalties was something that we saw last week in the Central Hardin District title game. And it was Central and North Hardin, but it was very costly to both teams that having numerous penalties like that. We've seen several tonight.
Pumphrey will go under center. They stay in that same formation, and it's a handoff to Young, and Young is going to be off the right side. Young jumps a man and get about 5 yards on that carry. As we said, it's been a very run-heavy offense. We have seen one big play in the passing game. That was from North Hardin, but it's been just all run in this. I mean, we've got rain coming down out here. It's chilly. It's not the kind of game that you're going to be passing a lot.
No, that's not your focus whatsoever. You want to make as many yards as possible by keeping it as simple as possible without making mistakes.
This is the kind of game where you have to have the right kind of cleats. You have to have the right step every time, because this is the kind of weather where slips happen, falls happen, and as we've seen a couple times tonight, fumbles happen.
Fumbles do happen. You want to make sure you keep your players warm as well. Make sure they're not getting too cold and allow them to cramp up here tonight.
2 receivers split to the bottom side this time, and it is again a handoff to Young, and Young is going to be stopped near the line of scrimmage. May have gained 1 or 2 on that one. And that is once again going to bring up third down for the Doss Dragons. 8:47 left in the second quarter. Doss has 3rd and 3 on the 23-yard line. They break the huddle. They're going to probably go into that same formation that we've seen a lot tonight. They're going to split 2 receivers down here to the bottom, 2 backs in the backfield. Pumphrey under center. He takes the snap and he hands off to the up back. That's Lee, who stopped at the line of scrimmage. He tried to jump over a couple of North Hardin players and got stopped in his tracks. And that will once again bring up 4th and 3 on the 23-yard line as we tick close to 8 minutes left.
Brings up 4th and 4.
I don't think you're making him jump off sides to fix that gain.
No, I don't. I don't think you're going to make him do it twice in one drive. So now Doss will line up to punt from their own 22-yard line on 4th and 4 as we go under 8 minutes in this scoreless game here in the second quarter. Pumphrey will be the punter.
Look like Tavion Starks back to receive the punt.
There's the snap. It's a little bit short. He gets the kick away, and we've got whistles blowing.
Ball carrier's knee was down.
And they're going to say that the ball carrier's knee was down when he attempted to field the kick. So that is going to give great field position for the North Hardin Trojans.
Not sure how confident I am on that call, Drew.
So it's going to bring up 1st and 10 on the 12-yard line for the North Hardin Trojans. And after the one you gave away just a minute ago, this is a great field position to start after fumbling one away at the goal line. Moore will go in the shotgun, takes the snap, rolls out to the right, looking for somebody. He's going to take off running, and he's going to get run out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage right at it. You know, we just talked about you can't have mental mistakes in this game, and I think that what happened, the center snapped it just a little short, and when Pumphrey came up to grab it to punt it, his knee went down. And that's going to be the call on the field as Moore goes into the shotgun with Lavelle Wright to his right. twins on either side. And it's a pass, and it's off the hands of Jeremiah Bankhead.
Forward pass is incomplete, intended for Bankhead.
Very good
Third and
read
10.
by Eric Moore on that play to see the hole in the defense.
Very good play, and in these slippery conditions, you can't fault a. Normally would say if it hits you in the hands, you got to catch it. Well, we're not going to fault anybody tonight because the ball is slippery. Your gloves, your hands, everything's wet, and just a little bit off target maybe, but not something we're going to fault on either person tonight. It's going to be a shotgun look. Two receivers split up to the top side. Right stands to his right. He takes the snap. He looks. He's going to fire it for the corner of the end zone, and it is just out of the reach. And that's going to bring up 4th and 10 from the 12-yard line. Couldn't quite see who that was out there.
Pass is incomplete.
Desmond
Fourth down.
Ryan is who it was intended for.
And you can't, even though it's rainy and cold like that and you've got the wet ball, you can't really blame North Hardin for one to throw. 72.5 of North Hardin's offense has came off of passing. That's the majority of it. They've had 1,591 yards passing in the air out of 2,196 yards total on the season. That's what they're good at. They run a spread offense.
Rogerio's kick is on its way, and that kick is good.
Field goal is good.
With 7:12 left in the second quarter, the Trojans now lead the Doss Dragons
With 7:12 to
3
go in the second quarter,
to 0.
Trojans 3, Doss 0.
This is an HCEC-TV student production, a division of the Hardin County Schools. Special thanks to our live sports coverage sponsors, Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, eTownApartments.com, Bluegrass Cellular, eTown Exterminating, and West Point Bank. I'm Drew Bernardi here with you, and Jesse Bird is our analyst tonight. We are at Ray Story Stadium in Radcliffe, Kentucky on a chilly and rainy Friday night. The Trojans lead 3 to 0 with 7:12 left in the first half, as they are going to line up to kick it off. As they line up for the kickoff, I believe our analysts may have noticed something about the North Hardin defense that we'll get to as soon as the kickoff is done. This is going to be a deep kick that's going to bounce inside the 10, inside the 5, and hit in the end zone for a touchback. Jesse, you noticed a couple of things?
First and 10, Doss.
Well, I mentioned earlier in the broadcast that North Hardin's changed the structure of their defense a little bit. Looks like they're going to continue with that same structure right now. Notice Octavius Oxendine, the 6'7", 290-pound sophomore, is not lined up in the A or B gap currently.
That is an interesting thing to see. Is this this North Hardin rushing defense definitely benefits when he is on the field. As the Doss Dragons send a couple players off, bring one back on. It's going to be that same. Yeah, it's going to be that same under center look. Two receivers split down here, two backs in the backfield. It's a snap and it's a give to Young, who's breaking off tacklers, spinning around. Didn't gain a lot of it, though, for all that motion. It's going to bring up second down for the Doss Dragons. They'll get 5 out of it, so they'll be up to the 25-yard line. Again, we haven't seen a lot of passing out of Doss, which was not really what we expected. But in this rainy weather, that's definitely something that's going to have to change. You have to change your game plan when the weather gets a little bit out of hand. It's going to be Pumphrey operating under center once again, two backs behind him. We're going to split the two receivers down here to the near side. And it's a sneak by Pumphrey, and Pumphrey is through for a first down and more, all the way up to the 40-yard line of Doss.
Looks like we have a North Hardin Trojan down on the field at the moment.
That is, can't really see who that is. You know, it doesn't help that the lights, the mud, and everything.
The mud coming up really covers the white numbers on the jersey, so it makes it a little harder for us to see. So just bear with us tonight as we try to analyze some of these numbers and some of the players on the field.
While we've got a player down, Remind you, this is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools live Channel 1 programming, sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunications needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results, with locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, Brandenburg, Bardstown, and Louisville. Online at physicaltherapyky.com. eTownApartments.com by Mark Harris Construction. Take a virtual tour today at eTownApartments.com. Bluegrass Cellular, offering the most affordable unlimited plan anywhere where wireless works. Visit at bluegrasscellular.com. eTown Exterminating 737-6900 online at mugabug.com. West Point Bank, 5 offices located in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, and West Point. Find online at westpointbank.com. Let them help make life simpler. West Point Bank, hometown banking made simple. Tune in weekly for rebroadcasts of all HCEC-TV programs on Brandenburg Telecom, Comcast Cables, Channel 2, Spectrum Communications Channel 184. You can also find these games posted about every Wednesday on the HCEC-TV YouTube page, along with other great HCEC-TV programming. So the Trojans will come back out. 6:16 left in the second quarter. Trojans lead 3-0 over the Doss Dragons. As Doss jogs back onto the field. Jesse, have you played in rain games like this? What is it like out there on the field?
It's fun. It's something that no matter what position you're playing, what you're doing, you're excited to come out here because it's so different. It's got a cool feeling to it. There's just something about the idea of playing football in the rain and the mud and get dirty and everything and tackling. It's also painful. It's very painful in the rain, especially in the cold rain.
Takes the snap, hands it off. That's going to be Young off the right side, and he's not going to find a lot of room. Tough sledding. And that's what you're going to find when you have to basically go to a one-dimensional offense. Doss has not passed the ball very many times. They do have a couple of completions, but a lot of balls deflecting off of hands, a lot of overthrows, stuff like that. That's the kind of things when you can't get the grip on the ball that you normally would have in dry conditions. North Hardin, on the other hand, we've seen them complete a big, deep bomb. We've seen them get close to a couple of them. But mostly rushing offenses from both of these teams.
You'll see several of the defensive backs, the quarterbacks, and the running backs rocking a towel tonight. You'll see a lot of them actually using the towel that's stuffed inside their pants, and that's to keep that dry. It's a quicker way to dry the ball in the hands at the same time.
And he is going to be driven down and finally brought down way back behind the line. It was a fumbled snap, or excuse me, a fumbled handoff, and then he tried to make too much of it.
Tackled by Baker.
Baker will get the tackle way back. This is going to back up Doss way back on the other side of the sticks. Waiting right now to see just how far back they are with 4:38 left. Trojans lead 3-0. 4:30 left in the first half. 3rd and 20 for the Doss Dragons. Snap. It's a throw this time, and it's going to be... It is caught.
Humphrey's catch is complete. All you should have to do is just up to the 45-yard line.
Yep, to the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 12. That is going to bring up 4th down and some change. Be 4th and about 6 or 7 for the Doss Dragons. They're going to call it 7.
Are we switching after this half? Sorry, what? Are we switching like people after this half?
Yeah. The injured North Hardin player has come back onto the field, so he looks like he will be okay. 3:34 left in the first half. Trojans lead 3-0. Under center is Pumphrey. Takes the snap. It's a short swing pass, and it's up the right side for a first down. Not quite sure who he got that one to. Again, like we said, it's a little hard to see in here. We've got the lights in here. We're looking into our own reflections a little bit up here.
Gain of 8 is good
The
for a
rain,
first down.
the mud. It's a little bit hard to see anything, isn't it, Jesse?
It is, but that bubble screen, we talked about that earlier. If you notice the defense, they lined up in that power back formation. You drew North Hardin's defense in, and basically they compressed everything down, expecting the run off the guards. Drawing that right there, you set up a perfect scenario for that bubble screen to the outside. It's a quick way to get the first down, and it's not a dangerous pass throwing it to the sideline.
Pumphrey under center. 2 backs behind him, 2 receivers split out to the top side. It's a pass. He's looking long. He's got his man, and it is caught by Pumphrey, who's still on the run. Touchdown, Dragons.
Humphrey's pass is complete.
What a play by the Doss Dragons. Not only was that pass completed, but he somehow stayed in bounds, ran a tightrope up the sideline for the touchdown, and with 3:04 left in the second quarter, the Dragons take a 6-3 lead with the extra point pending. Jesse, what you mentioned that the pass to the sideline, not a bad thing to be going for at this point, and they executed it perfectly.
They did, and it's still wet. The ball's still going off the ground and everything, but it looks like the rain's actually slowed down for a little bit. It's more of a little bit of a mist, so you can kind of get a grip on the ball. So you take advantage of that opportunity while you have it. But running along the sideline like that, North Hardin played their defense into the A and B gap the whole time, the linebackers and everything. They took advantage of that back in the coverage. There was no zone, and they threw the ball deep in there, and the result was a touchdown.
Snap is good, hold is good, kick is no good. It skipped off the ground right into the lines of the two teams.
3:04 to go in the half.
3 minutes, 4 seconds left in the first half. The Doss Dragons lead the North Hardin Trojans 6-3. This is an HCEC-TV student production division of the Hardin County Schools. Special thanks to our live sports coverage sponsors, Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, eTownApartments.com, Bluegrass Cellular, eTown Exterminating, and West Point Bank. Doss is lining up for the kickoff. As we see North Hardin coming out to receive. You know, if you're North Hardin, you really don't even have to, you don't have to think about panicking at this point. You don't have to think about doing anything different. You're only down by 3 points because of the botched extra point. So you just come out, you run your offense, and you see if Doss can stop you.
If it's me, I'm drawing them inside, trying to run. Fake that run, hit the bubble screen outside, play the sideline. Looks like Doss is going to go with that short squib punt.
Short squib punt, and the up back who took it took his time to gather it in and then got blasted by a host of Dragons.
Kick, excuse me, I believe I said punt.
Couple score updates for you. Central Hardin leading Ballard 7-0. Kalen Luster, 83-yard run, makes it 22-0 Fort Knox over Shawnee. And Donovan Nahuski, a 3-yard touchdown, gives E-Town a 7-0 lead. 5:12 left in the first quarter in that game. Moore will go out of the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers split to this side. It's a handoff to Lavelle Wright, and Wright attempts to go up the middle and finds no sledding. It wasn't tough sledding, it was no sledding. He was met right at the line of scrimmage by a couple of Doss Dragons. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Ball is on the 35-yard line. Jesse, you mentioned that some of what North Hardin's defense has been doing here. In a second, when we get done with this play, I want you to talk about kind of what Doss is doing with their defense. As Moore takes the snap, he's got trips. He fumbles the snap, gets back a hold of it. He's hit and sacked inside the 20-yard line, all the way down at the 15-yard line. And when you're working out of the shotgun, that is a tough snap to execute in these kind of conditions, and it backfired majorly on the Trojans. So what kind of defense are you seeing out of the Doss Dragons right now, Jesse?
They're mainly running the cover 2, which is kind of interesting because, they realize that North is trying to run the pass play. A couple of times they've come out of simple 4-3, but it's more of a cover 2 based defense. The big thing is the outside linebackers are basically lining up on the outside heel of the defensive ends. And that's a great thing because instead of what they're doing is basically they're crashing the inside defensive tackles. Basically playing in the A and B gap. They're crashing them on the inside. You take your outside defensive ends, and they're more playing a straight-up bull rush coverage, and they're also slanting to the inside. And it's not as much of a blitz, but more of a contain from the outside linebackers. So at that point, basically what you're doing is you have 6 men coming in at the quarterback and the running back. So you've contained the outside, you've shut the A and B gap, you've shut the C and D gap. At that point, there's not anywhere to run. So if you're passing, your pocket closes extremely quickly. If you're running and you're Lavelle Wright or Tavion Starks in the backfield, you don't have very far to go. That's when you really need, if you're going to run up a pass play, you need the pistol formation, and you need Lavelle Wright to pick up a block from the outside, at least pick up one of those blitzes that's coming. It's not been a consistent blitz, but it is a very consistent contain from the outside. Now, where you can take advantage of that if you're North Hardin, you've got 6 men coming up close. That only leaves 5 men split up back to pick up coverage. At least 2 are in man coverage. You've got a safety up there probably on his own. Try to look in the middle of the field right there and see if you can't get about a 10-yard pass to break that DOS defense.
It's another bad snap, and Moore's just going to take off running with it. Moore trying to get around, and he will be out of bounds at about the 29-yard line. And that's about the 5th time we've seen one of these two teams have a broken play tonight because the ball's wet. They can't get a handle on it. It's a bad snap. And then at that point, you're just scrambling to make sure that you don't turn the ball over.
Yes, and that's one thing that Eric Moore is actually really good at. He's a very smart quarterback in the pocket. He looks around. He has his reads. He always looks at his receivers. He looks one by, his initial read. He'll pick him up, but he'll look for the optional reads. And then in worst case scenario, him and Jacob Hobbs both are they'll take advantage of the situation. Jacob Hobbs a little faster to run off. That's more that younger Sal QB, Eric Moore, junior, very experienced, is good about taking the read and seeing an opportunity and running it to get some yards.
Good snap. Punt is away, and it's going to take a North Hardin bounce down inside the 40, down inside the 35, and be down at about the 32-yard line. With 1:45 left to go in the second quarter, the North Hardin Trojans trail the Doss Dragons 6-3. Doss will take over at the 32-yard line. As North Hardin lines up, we again notice that big number 99, Octavius Oxendine, not on the field. He is on the sideline for North Hardin. But I will say this, even without big number 99, or some people call him Big 00, on the field, they are still able to contain this Doss Dragons offense for the most part. So it'll be interesting to see if that changes throughout the game. It'll be Pumphrey under center. He's got trips down here to the near side. One receiver split out wide to the top. Takes the snap. It's a handoff to the fullback who is just stopped at the line of scrimmage. It's Keon Young who just gets brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a loss of 1. They are going to give him a loss of 1. 2nd and 11. Ball on the 32. 1:30 left in the first half. Doss not really taking rushing up to be able to take this snap. They may see if they can get some yards out of this, and then they may be just content to take it into the second half. It's going to be pistol formation. Pumphrey takes the snap. He's looking to throw. He's going to air it out down the field. It got his man, but he goes right through the hands. It was intended for Adams, who let it go right through his hands. But again, in these conditions, that's not a high percentage play as it used to be. It's going to be a timeout. All right, so Doss, with 56 seconds left on the clock, they're going to have 3rd and 10 on their own 32-yard line. North Hardin making some substitutions. It'll be Pumphrey under center. Trips down here to the bottom side. One receiver split out to the top. He's going to move back into the shotgun. He takes the snap. He is looking to throw. Fires one down the middle of the field. He had Pumphrey again, who could have caught it for a first down. And just right through his hands. Jesse, I believe you've spotted something on the offense?
A little bit more on the defensive side, but a good read by the offense basically. You've got your safety lining up deep. You're inside. Well, he's actually your outside linebacker, but your inside coverage man who's actually playing a very deep zone, a man zone. And then you've got your man on the outside. It looks like number 8 from North Hardin. That is Jeremiah Bankhead. He's playing a man coverage. He's been playing very tight the entire game. But when you leave that coverage like that, you basically create a diagonal line that you can see on the screen looking for number 8, the linebacker over to the safety. And you can see with the trips formation, he's going to look, same thing.
Deep ball, looking on the sideline for Adams, and it's incomplete. He tried a leaping grab there.
So Pumphrey's looking to throw the ball. He's trying to take advantage. He's trying to move the ball and take advantage quickly to put up some points. Now, seeing that diagonal in the coverage, basically what he's doing is you've got an opening about 5 yards in front of the offensive, the line of scrimmage at that point for Pumphrey to target and throw the ball. You're basically creating small little pockets there, but by lining your men up that far and only having one person up in the line of scrimmage playing in a man coverage, that trips formation is an easy way to set up that bubble screen again, which was a breakaway first down we saw earlier.
Moore in the shotgun. He takes the snap. He's going to fire it for Bankhead, and it's incomplete. Maybe a little bit in front of Jeremiah Bankhead, but your timing's thrown off in these kind of conditions. Your wide receivers aren't going to be quite as fast. The ball's not going to come out of your hands the same way as it does in dry conditions. And just a pass that is a little bit in front that can be easily corralled in the dry conditions is not going to be the same in the wet conditions. Moore will continue to operate out of the shotgun. 41.6 seconds left. They're on the Doss 32-yard line. High snap, but he corrals it. Fires it down the field, floating it for Bankhead, and it's caught! Down inside the 5, first and goal. Jeremiah Bankhead with a great play.
What an electric play by Jeremiah Bankhead to put the North Hardin Trojans in perfect scoring position with 34 seconds left in the second quarter. That's a great way to go into halftime.
Trojans take a timeout. They are trailing 6-3 while they take a timeout. Remind you that this is an HCEC-TV student production, division of the Hardin County Schools. Special thanks to our live sports coverage sponsors, Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, eTownApartments.com, Bluegrass Cellular, eTown Exterminating, and West Point Bank. As you mentioned, 34.8 seconds left in the second quarter. Trojans are trailing the Doss Dragons 6-3, but they have first and goal from the 6-yard line thanks to an Eric Moore pass to a slightly covered at first Jeremiah Bankhead, who just made a great play to reel that ball in. And that's the second time we have seen this North Hardin offense get a big, deep pass play. Not something we thought we'd see a lot of in this rainy condition, but like you said, it's more of a mist right now. It's not a full-on pouring down rain like we saw a little bit earlier. The Trojans come out for this first and goal situation. Moore will go in the shotgun. He's got Wright standing to his left. He's got two receivers split down here to the near side, one split to the top side. Takes the snap, he's looking to throw, he fires it for the corner of the end zone. We saw this earlier, and it's deflected and incomplete. We saw that fade to the corner a little bit earlier, and it didn't work out for the Trojans, didn't work out this time. He's looking for more on that play.
You've got the size mix match between Moore being a very large receiver, playing against the corner there, but that was just a good man coverage read against Josh Moore on the outside.
And with 29.6 seconds, why not take the shot? Moore takes the snap, looking to throw again. He throws it short to Lavelle Wright. Wright trying to cut in between tacklers, fighting forward. He's going to be inside the 5, close to the goal line.
Beautiful spin move by Lavelle Wright there to get a couple extra yards.
Waiting to see what the call on the field is. And it's a fumble by Lavelle Wright that's going to be recovered by Doss inside the 5. So they're going to have first and 10 going to be recovered in the end zone. So that's going to be a touchback. That's going to bring it back out to the 20-yard line. 1st and 10. Doss will only have a 20. You're only going to have 20 seconds. So I expect to see victory formation and take it to half here from the Doss Dragons. And that is indeed what they are going to do. Pumphrey takes the snap and kneels, and we're heading to halftime. This is an HCEC-TV student production, division of the Hardin County Schools. Special thanks to our live sports coverage sponsors, Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, eTownApartments.com, Bluegrass Cellular, eTown Exterminating, and West Point Bank. I'm Drew Bernardi. With me tonight is Jesse Bird. We are here at Ray Story Stadium in Radcliffe, Kentucky. As we head to halftime, we will be back about 3 minutes before the end of halftime with more live Friday night football action.
Hello to HCEC-TV's live sports broadcast. Of course, we are sponsored in part by many local businesses, and we're really thrilled to bring you an upcoming season that is packed with some great competition. Joining me today is one of Brandenburg Telecom's sponsors, along with HCEC-TV, is Karen Collard, who is the property manager at eTownApartments.com. Now, in addition to being the property manager, Karen, you also have a familiar tie to eTownApartments.com. Talk about that.
Yes, I do. My brother, Mark Harris, and I do this together. He's with the construction. He does the construction and builds everything that we rent. We have, that gives us the ability to build what we see the community has a need for. We've got everything from single level 1-bedrooms, we've got 2, 3, and 4 bedrooms, duplexes, townhomes, apartments, single family homes, brand new construction family homes. It gives me some diverse stuff to offer the community as well.
That's great. Now, since our last taping, you've got some new properties that you want to share with us.
Yes, we do. We're very excited to be expanding. We have already expanded to Bardstown, Hodgenville, and that has gone over great. We stay full in those communities. We've got new property out on Ring Road, right in the center of Elizabethtown, Tunnel Hill Park Apartments. They are our 2-bedroom, 2-bath location. Those are managed by Amy Smogert, and it just has gone over super great. We're so grateful to the community.
Now, why have you feel that it's important to branch out?
Well, we just keep seeing the need. More and more people are going toward renting now. That a lot of folks are wanting to get away from the home maintenance and things of that nature. So more and more people, and as our factories are growing, we have more and more need. People coming new to the area, they want to get settled in, find out where they want to be to call their permanent home. And we've branched out to Bardstown and Hodgenville because we've seen the need there. That both great communities. Bardstown's voted one of the great small communities in the nation. So we are very proud to be part of that.
Now, I'm assuming in addition to a variety of properties, you have a variety of pricing.
We do, and we've got a lot of great specials going on right now. With any of the rates you see on our website, you get a $100 discount per month on rent if you do a 12-month lease and auto pay from a checking, which that has gone over great. The prices range anywhere starting at $549 a month, and it goes on up depending on what your needs are. And then we have a deposit special. Only a $299 deposit special with approved credit, and if you're looking to move right away, we can take care of that as well.
Now, are any of your available leasings, are any of them furnished?
We can do that. Usually those are just something that corporate level people are doing when they're coming to town for a short amount of time, and just with some advance notice. We can do that as well.
Well, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, people that want to contact you, you have a few ways that they can get in touch, so share that information.
We have several avenues. They can call, of course. Our number is easy to remember, 270-268-RENT, which is 7368. They can text. They can email us at eTownApartments.com, eTownApartments@AOL. But the best way to stay in touch with us, when you can also see what we have to offer, is through our Facebook, E-Town Apartments on Facebook. That has just been a great resource for us.
Well, you've been a long-time sponsor for our high school sports. We could not do what we do without that sponsorship, so we really appreciate that. Why do you feel it's important to stay connected with the high school community?
Thank you.
Welcome back to a chilly and rainy Ray Story Stadium in Radcliffe, Kentucky. The Doss Dragons taking on the North Hardin Trojans. Playing a little YMCA here as we get ready to bring you back from halftime. It's been a game full of mistakes for both sides. It's been a game full of big plays for both sides. Big plays that we didn't think we were going to see in this rainy condition. And as it stands right now, you wouldn't think it'd be this score just based on what we've seen in this game. But the Doss Dragons do lead the North Hardin Trojans 6-3. Doss has the football game's lone touchdown. Came when Dion Pumphrey connected on a huge touchdown pass. And then it was a big touchdown pass to Deshaun Pumphrey, and then the extra point went horribly, horribly wrong as it was kicked directly into the lines. And that is what brings us to our 6-3 score. We've seen North Hardin drive down inside the 5 and fumble the ball twice. We've seen bad exchanges from Doss's quarterback and their running back. We've seen a lot of passes go off the hands of receivers. Jesse, what do you expect to see in the second half of this game?
I think North Hardin has to throw the ball a little bit. I mean, they've clearly had success on it. I don't look for them to go and depend on the deep ball over and over, but I think this is when you start moving the ball 10 or 15 yards and you kind of play into Doss's defense Doss is allowing you to throw the ball. You have to continue to play into that. Make them switch their coverage into man coverage or zones and slow down the pass, and then just have Lavelle Wright run it up the middle at that point, which keeps it safe. You get a few yards. That's great for a first down or a third down scenario to get the first down. That's what I look for a lot. As far as Doss goes, Doss's game plan has been good in the first half. Jumping off sides a little bit, trying to jump the line of scrimmage when they're on defense, trying to get North Hardin to move. That's only worked for Doss when they've been on offense on the other side with the hard count, but not something I really expect to continue going forward. Penalties need to be fixed from both sides of the team, or both sides of the field, I'm sorry. But as far as Doss's game plan, I think they keep rolling with what they're doing. North Hardin needs to come out with a spark. Their biggest thing is going to be holding on to the football when they get in the red zone. I mean, the game could look a lot different right now. You could be 14-6, or depending on how they've got a good kicker. They get their extra points, so you'd be looking at a 14-6 versus being down 6-3 in the start of the third quarter. But they've done an excellent job so far, throwing the ball, taking advantage. I love the switch off between the offense and the defensive coordinators. Basically, on both sides of the ball, they're really reading each other, so they're seeing how each team is lining up, and they're adjusting accordingly. And that's actually been a lot of your plays, and how they've adjusted is they're picking up in patterns and basically what each other's defense is doing, utilizing that, lining up their receivers in that kind of position to kind of break away coverage, or you can see, or splitting up a lot of the zones and where the holes are in the defenses. So a good matchup overall from two teams that both run the spread offense, and a mainly a 4-3 or cover 2 defense.
As we mentioned, it is 6-3. Doss is leading right now as we prepare to kick off at the second half. North Hardin won the toss. They deferred, so they will get the ball to start the second half. I'll do a couple quick score updates for you. Fort Knox leads Shawnee 46-0 at the half. And also at the half, Central Hardin leads Ballard 14-0 on a Deontay Duncan 25-yard pick six. 21.5 seconds left. That was with 21.5 seconds left in the first half. You mentioned that the rain kind of slacked off. It's kind of gone to a miss. Well, I've got bad news for both of these teams. I've just checked the Radar Scope app, And according to the radar scope app, the second band of heavy rain is approaching quickly, closing in on Radcliffe. So it'll be interesting to see if the rain does indeed, if the skies open up again and we end up with an even wetter football field. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all of your telecommunications needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results, with locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, Brandenburg, Bardstown, and Louisville. Online at physicaltherapyky.com. eTownApartments.com by Mark Harris Construction. Take a virtual tour today at eTownApartments.com. Bluegrass Cellular, offering the most affordable and limited plan anywhere where wireless works. Visit at bluegrasscellular.com. E-Town Exterminating, 737-6900, online at mugabug.com. And West Point Bank, with offices located in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, and West Point, online at westpointbank.com. As Doss prepares to kick off to North Hardin, I go back to my keys to the game. Home sweet home. The Trojans are undefeated, 3-0 in this stadium. The Trojans have had to think outside the pass tonight. They've had to focus on a running offense in these slippery and slippery conditions. And the pressure, gap control, and coverage for this North Hardin defense to keep Doss off. For Doss, I said they had to unleash the dragon. Well, they have. The quarterback has slung the ball as much as he can in the conditions, and that's why they have a 6-3 lead right now, as the kickoff is a short one. It skitters across the ground, and it's going to be taken by North Hardin at the 40-yard line.
40, it'll be 1st and 10, Trojans at the 40-yard line.
Trojans will take over 1st and 10 on the 40-yard line. As that was an interesting kick. I've not seen one that you've been able to kick across the ground and it not bounce at some point. They will take over at the 40. It's going to be Moore in the shotgun. 3 receivers split down to the near side. Lavelle Wright stands to his left. He takes the snap. He's looking to throw, and it's a short pass to Lavelle Wright. Wright trying to cut it around the corner. He's got room. He's across midfield. He's to the 40, the 45. He's going to be knocked out of bounds at about the 44-yard line of Doss, and that's a great play to start off this second half. A first down on a 17-yard pass from Moore to the freshman Lavelle Wright. Jesse, I think that was one of those little swing passes you were talking about.
That's what I like to see. Come out, take advantage of that. North Hardin's doing a really good job. I think they're fired up on this drive. I'm excited to see what they're going to do.
Moore in the shotgun. He's got Wright to his left. Takes the snap. He looks. He's going to throw it short again to Wright, but Wright this time is going to be brought down in the backfield by a big rush from the Doss Dragons. Sometimes you can get them on the first time, but not so much on the second time.
Yeah, you can't always run it again, but that was a good read by the outside linebacker at Doss at that point to recognize the screen, notice the single look at Lavelle Wright going to the outside. A good read by him to get the tackle in the backfield.
North Hardin lines up at the 47. It's 2nd and 15. Moore in the shotgun. He's got 3 receivers to the top side. Takes the snap. He's throwing it deep, and it's going to be just short. Looking for Josh Moore.
I think he threw into a force field right there, Drew. Looked like the ball just kind of stopped in the air.
Yeah, that ball floated in the air, and that's not what you want to see when you let that ball go. You want to see, if you're going to do a floater pass, you want it to float, but make it to its destination quickly. And that one, it just seemed like almost like it was caught in the wind. Moore will operate out of the shotgun. Twins on either side. Right to his left. Takes the snap. Looking to throw. He's going to be another short pass to Wright. Wright's got a lot of room. Wright's going to be back to the original line of scrimmage. And going to be tackled out of bounds, and that's going to be a flag. He stepped out of bounds just before the 40 on this North Hardin sideline, and then was tackled as he went out of bounds. And the referee standing right there, he was having none of it. So that's going to be 15 free yards for the North Hardin Trojans on the personal foul penalty on Doss. 11:08 left in the third quarter. North Hardin Trojans are leading the Doss Dragons are leading 6-3 over the North Hardin Trojans, as the Trojans get a free first down, a free 15 yards off of the personal foul penalty for the tackle out of bounds. Not something you can have happen if you're Doss with the Trojans already showing some explosiveness on this drive. Moore will go out of the shotgun, right to his right. 3 receivers split to the top side. It's a handoff to right. Right slipped a little, but got his footing, and he's going to keep the pile moving and get about 4, maybe 5 yards on that run. I thought he was stopped up at the line of scrimmage.
That was a good play by the offensive lineman to keep running their feet and pushing the defensive lineman back, giving Wright a few more yards to be available to run.
It's going to be a gain of 3. 2nd and 7, ball is on the 25-yard line. Moore's going to step into the shotgun. He's going to put Wright to his left. 3 receivers split up to the top side. Bad snap. It goes over his head, and he falls right down on top of it.
Luckily, the ball was whistled down quickly before it popped back out.
Yeah, when he came down on top of that ball, they whistled the play dead, and the ball came out again. And we mentioned that this is not the best field conditions, not the best ball conditions, and that's something that we've seen a lot tonight is the misconnections between the centers and the quarterbacks. Twins on either side. Moore in the shotgun. He's got Wright standing to his right. Takes the snap, looking to throw. He's going to fire it deep down the field. Got a man, and it is deflected and incomplete. Looking for Jeremiah Bankhead on the sideline. And I think if that ball got there just a little bit quicker, that would have been a completed pass. But it kind of floated on him and gave the Doss defender a chance to get up to it. It's going to bring 4th and 17. Ball is on the 35-yard line. North Hardin showing no signs that they're going to attempt a punt. Instead, it's going to be Moore going with an empty set. Takes the snap, looking to throw. Rolls out to the right, looking for somebody. Throws it. He's got his man close to the first down.
Moore's pass is complete.
It is complete for a first down for North Hardin.
That was a good job by Moore to continue. We mentioned him being good in the pocket, being very comfortable, and where he continues to look downfield. Moore was actually rolling with the football to the outside. He drew the outside and the inside linebacker towards him, expecting him to roll out and try to go for that shorter first down, and that just opened up a hole in the coverage for him to be able to lob the ball over and get the first down there. So good play by Moore.
He's going to be short, and they're going to give it to Doss. 1st and 10 on the 21-yard line. I guess he was just short of the first down.
Still a very good play by Moore.
Very good play. As Doss comes out, Pumphrey is operating under center with 2 backs behind him. 2 receivers split down to the near side. Takes the snap. It's a handoff to, I believe that is going to be Young again, and he's going to get about 5, maybe 6 yards on the carry. 9:30 left in the third quarter. Doss Dragons are leading the North Hardin Trojans 6-3. 2nd and 4 coming up for you. Ball on the 27-yard line. Doss. They continue to work out of this I formation with two backs. 2 receivers split down to the near side. Pumphrey takes the snap. It's going to be a handoff to the fullback, and the fullback is still fighting for it, and he's going to be brought down just short of the first down. Nope, they're going to give him the first down. It was Keon Lee on the run. Doss continues to just move the ball, move the chains.
1st and 10.
We've seen them do this a couple times today where they just kind of methodically move down the field. As Pumphrey and company come out of their huddle, it is again going to be the offset I. 2 receivers split down here. Pumphrey takes the snap. He'll go right up the middle himself, and he'll get a couple yards from it, but tough sledding as he's driven back by the North Hardin Trojan defense. You know, we've seen that a little bit tonight with him just taking the ball and going right up the middle. He found some success early with it. Only going to get about 3 this time. 8:15 left in the third quarter. Doss leading 6-3. They have a 2nd and 7 on their own 34-yard line. As Doss comes out, they've been running out of this power running formation and just not really changing it up at all in the second half. They use this formation a lot in the first half. As Pumphrey goes under center, takes the snap. It's a handoff to the second man, and he is
Young on the carry.
brought down after no gain of 1. And it's been tough sledding for both running backs unless you seem to get him out in space with a pass. As Pumphrey and company get ready to come back out. 7:22 left in the third quarter. Doss leading 6-3. 3rd and 5 on the 36-yard line. Offset I formation, 2 receivers split down here. Takes the snap. It's a handoff to the second man, and Young is going to be short of the first down. He's only going to get about 4 yards, and that's going to bring up a 4th and short. So if you're Doss, you're up near midfield. Punting has been an adventure tonight for both teams. I believe it looks like they're going to at least try to line up and draw North Hardin offside, see if they can have that happen a second time.
They've had success with it earlier, so there's nothing wrong with going for it and just trying to get the first down and capitalize on that.
He sits under center, he takes the snap, he's looking to sneak it, and he is stuffed as he tries to come up the middle. North Hardin was having none of it. They stayed disciplined, they waited, and as soon as they snapped the ball, the Trojans are going to stuff the run and take over at the 39-yard line, 1st and 10. North Hardin coming out in that shotgun. 2 receivers split down to the near side, 2 receivers to the top side. Moore stands in the shotgun. Lavelle Wright to his left. Takes the snap, looks, throws a quick one. That's Tavian Starks. Starks has a first down. Starks has more. Starks inside the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, North Hardin.
Starks goes for 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Touchdown, Trojans.
I can't tell who was more excited over that touchdown. The Trojan fans go wild as Starks takes a short pass, makes a couple of good spin moves, and takes off for the Trojans touchdown. So Trojans lead 9-6 with the extra point pending as Analu Ruggiero prepares to kick this one away. In a game where we didn't think we would have much passing, both of our touchdowns have come off of passes, which shows what we know. Snap good, hold good, kick no good. I believe Ruggiero slipped as he went to make the kick, and that was a disaster from the start. 6:15 left to go in the third quarter. The Trojans lead the Doss Dragons 9-6. This is an HCEC-TV student production, a division of the Hardin County Schools. Special thanks to our live sports coverage sponsors, Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, eTownApartments.com, Bluegrass Cellular, E-Town Exterminating, and West Point Bank. So now for the second time in this game, the Doss Dragons find themselves trailing the North Hardin Trojans, but this time after the Trojans turn a short pass into a big gain. Jesse, I believe that was one of those short passes you were talking about that could go quickly into something big.
Yeah, and that's a great read there. You take an opportunity to see a hole in the linebackers, and you've been drawing them in by running the ball a few times with Lavelle Wright, and that really opens up your passing game there. They adjust the coverage, or Doss adjusts their coverage, and you open it up. And you don't need to go deep on every play. It's great that you have that opportunity to do so, and that's an amazing play-make ability to have that. but you don't always have to do that to get the ball in the end zone. At least that time when they got the ball, they were able to take it all the way to the end zone, so they didn't have to worry about getting in a difficult red zone situation. So great possession play. Glad to see Tavion Starks getting the ball. He's a very talented athlete that deserved to catch that pass there. So now we just got to see how the defense responds as Doss returns this kick.
It's going to be a short kick that's going to go right to the Doss returner. And that is Pumphrey, and Pumphrey looking for room. Pumphrey off the left side. Pumphrey coming across the 40. He's to the 45 and nearly all the way up to the midfield stripe. And there is going to be a flag on the play. Pumphrey with a dynamic return as he found a little bit of space and tried to make the most of it. As we wait for the result of the flag. Referee's having a conference over there. You know, Jesse, to go back to that touchdown, a couple of really nifty moves from Tavion Starks to get to the end zone on that one. Put the old Madden spin button on him.
He was using about everything he could right there just to get the ball in the end zone.
And we've got offsetting penalties, Tim Sharp. 2 unnecessary roughness calls that will offset, so we'll stay where we're at. He signaled first for Doss and then for North Hardin. Again, our referees tonight. Our referee is Tim Sharp. Our umpires, Derek Laswell. Our linesman, Maurice Bennett. Line judge, Kevin Martin. Steve Hazel is the side judge. Field judge is Tommy Adams. Back judge, Bobby Mefford. Check real quick to see if we've got any score updates. As Doss comes out, it's going to be that same under center I formation look. 2 receivers split to the top side. Takes the snap, and it's a fake. He rolls out to the left looking for somebody open, and it's deflected and intercepted.
The ball is intercepted by Brock Carroll.
Brock Carroll, the senior on senior night, picks off a deflected pass, and the Trojans take over in Doss territory. That was, I'm going to have to question the pass there because, you know, you kind of forced it into there. It was a fake swing pass, rolled out to the left side, and threw it into coverage, and that's what can happen. Prep football at halftime. Glasgow leading E-Town 12-7. Scotty scored twice in the final 64 seconds of the first half. Moore will go in the shotgun. He's got twins to either side. Wright stands to his left. High snap, corrals it, throws it out. That's right. He's got a couple yards on it, but they tackled the catch. Did Doss.
It looks like North Hardin's got their feet under them now on offense and defense. And you saw right there, yeah, it was a high pass, but they were very confident in what play they had drawn up, and they were really looking for that screen pass to the outside for Wright. Great execution there by the offense.
2nd and 8, ball is on the 44-yard line. 5:26 left to go in the third quarter. It's a bad snap again. Wright just falls on it, and that's going to back the Trojans up into their own territory. That's, again, a problem that we've seen consistently from both teams tonight. Here's an update for you. Speaking of penalties, we just had offsetting ones after the kickoff return. Fort Knox leading Shawnee 46-0. Shawnee has 120 yards in penalties and 8 yards of total offense against the Fort Knox Eagles. Moore, as you can see, as Jesse mentioned earlier, the towel. He's got the towel in his hand right now, drying off his hands. He's going to go out of the shotgun. Wright's going to stand to his left. He's got 3 receivers up to the top side. He's looking to throw. Steps up in the pocket, runs out to the right side. Big pressure coming, shakes off the pressure, fires it down the sideline, and it's incomplete, near the original line of scrimmage. And that's going to bring up 4th down and 21 from the 43-yard line. 4:24 left in the third quarter. When you have a turnover like that, you have to make the most of it. And unfortunately for North Hardin, they were not able to do that. But at the same time, you put an end to the DOS Dragons' momentum, you put an end to the DOS Dragons' drive, and sometimes that's just as good.
A breakup right there. I mean, that's essentially what we got. You broke up the momentum what DOS had. They're going to get the ball back here on the punt, but slowing them down a little bit, kind of putting a little pressure on Pumphrey with coming out and having a pick on his last drive. We'll see how DOS comes out and see if that affects him on this upcoming drive.
Good snap, good punt, and it's taken, touched, it's fumbled, live ball, and it's going to be recovered by DOS, but another dangerous play by these DOS Dragons, and the DOS returner is down. So while he is, while the coaches tend to him, we're going to take this moment to remind you this is a Hardin County educational and community television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming is sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all of your telecommunications needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. With locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, Brandenburg, Bardstown, and Louisville. Online at physicaltherapyky.com. eTownApartments.com by Mark Harris Construction. Take a virtual tour today at eTownApartments.com. Bluegrass Cellular, offering the most affordable unlimited plan anywhere where wireless works. Visit at bluegrasscellular.com. eTown Exterminating, 737-6900, online at mugabug.com. West Point Bank, 5 offices located in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, and West Point. Find online at westpointbank.com. Let them help make life simpler. West Point Bank, hometown banking made simple. The DOS player is going to walk off under his own power. Do not have a name on him, but as soon as we have one, we will relay that information to you. It was number 4, Michael Richardson. He is Pumphrey under center. Takes the snap, hands it off to the fullback, Lee. Lee is off the left side. Lee has got a lot of room in front of him. Lee's across midfield, 45-40, 35-30, and knocked out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. He busted that one off for a big one off the left side. Keon Lee, number 42. And you know, he's not, even though he doesn't have the lion's share of the rushes, he averages 4.9 yards per carry. He has 72 carries for 356 yards, 5 touchdowns. Of course, he just added a big chunk of yardage there. He's also pretty good on defense. He has 50 tackles and a pick on defense for the DOS Dragons.
That was a good read by DOS to get the ball outside on the run. North Hardin had basically loaded up in the box, and they took it to the outside.
1st and 10, ball on the 27-yard line, sends a man in motion. Takes the snap, it's another handoff. This time it's to Young, and Young is off the left side. Still fighting for yards down near the 20-yard line. 3:50 left in the third quarter. Trojans lead 9-6 over the DOS Dragons. It's going to be 2nd and 1 for the DOS Dragons.
10, first down.
They're going to give him the first down. So with 3:35 left, they're going to have 1st and 10. Trojans still leading the DOS Dragons 9-6. Ball's on the 17-yard line as Pumphrey comes out under center. One man behind him, twins on either side of him. Sends a man in motion over to the right side. Takes the snap. It's a handoff to Young again. And Young is going to find tough sledding up the middle. Only gains maybe 1 or 2 yards. Gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8. Ball will be on the 15-yard line for DOS. And Jesse, we've been talking about the running game all night. We haven't seen the explosiveness out of DOS that we expected either in the passing game or the run game until this drive.
It's not what I've expected at all, and it's taking them down into the middle of the third quarter to be able to get the ball, almost the end of the third quarter, to be able to get their run game going.
Hands off. It's going to be Lee again, and Lee is off the left side.
Lee on the carry.
You know, we mentioned that this DOS Dragons team came in on a 5-game winning streak where they have completely dominated their opponents, holding them to 10 points a game while scoring 36. But that's not the game we've seen tonight. In these messy conditions, it's been a battle for both of these teams. Right now, Doss is going to have 3rd and 1, ball on the 8-yard line as we approach 2 minutes left in the third quarter. North Hardin Trojans leading 9-6 over the Doss Dragons. It's going to be Pumphrey under center, 3 receivers split to the near side. He takes the snap, he hands it off, and running right up the middle and getting the first down. Getting more as he fights towards the goal line, and he's in for a Doss Dragons touchdown. Not exactly what I was expecting there. It looked like he gained a couple yards, ran into some North Hardin defenders, and kept fighting forward. And now Doss retakes the lead with a score of 12-9 with 1:43 left in the third quarter.
Now you have to wonder what North Hardin's offense is going to draw up here. You've got to come out. You have to have the full momentum you had when you came out of halftime. You're now down some points. Depending on what points is going to determine what Doss is going to do right here. Looks like they're huddling up. They're going to go for the 2-point conversion here. Smart move by them.
Doss will indeed go for the 2-point conversion. Pumphrey takes the snap. It's a handoff off the left side, and it's going to be Young who will be in for the 2-point conversion.
2-point conversion is good with 1:43 to go in the third quarter. Doss 14, Trojans 9.
1:43 left to go, third quarter. Doss takes a 14-9 lead over the Trojans. And you know, going for 2 right there, at worst, you have a lead by 3. At best, you have a lead by 5, and that's exactly what just happened. Doss takes a 5-point lead over North Hardin. This is an HCEC-TV student production. Live Channel 1 programming brought to you by Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, eTownApartments.com, Bluegrass Cellular, eTown Exterminating, and West Point Bank. Tune in weekly for rebroadcasts of all local HCEC-TV programs on Brandenburg Telecom and Comcast Cable's Channel 2, Spectrum Communications Channel 184. You can also find them on the HCEC-TV YouTube channel. Doss lining up to kick off to the Trojans. 1:43 left in the third quarter. Doss leading 14-9 over North Hardin. And now it's up to North Hardin to answer after the Dragons go down and score a touchdown. We've already seen more points scored in the third quarter than we saw in the entire first half of this game. As the Dragons prepare to kick off. Here's the run-up, and it is a little bit of a middle kick that is fumbled by Starks. He regains control of it. Starks right up the middle. Starks into the open field, but gets brought down at the 40-yard line. And for a second there, Jesse, I thought he was going to break that one like he did earlier in the year against John Hardin.
I really thought he was too, and Starks has been the big playmaker tonight for North Hardin, really a big playmaker all season. That's the kind of spark they need. Like I mentioned, coming out like you were at halftime, creating a spark and moving your offense down the field. Now this momentum has to carry. You can't get down here near the 50 and not get to the other side and get into Doss territory.
He has amazing acceleration, does Tavian Starks, and he just took off, and I thought for a second he was going to be gone. As Moore operates out of the shotgun with twins to either side, he takes the snap. He's going to roll out to the right looking to throw, fires it, and he had his man, but it's dropped by Jeremiah Bankhead. Keep confusing him for Isaiah, who played here last year. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10, minute 30. Ball on the 41-yard line. It's going to be that shotgun look with twins out on either side. The freshman right will stand to Eric Moore's right as he goes out of the shotgun look. Ball's on the left hash. Takes the snap, rolls out. It's going to be a handoff to Lavelle Wright. Lavelle Wright is off to the races. He's up to midfield, and he'll be up to the 49-yard line. And that was a perfectly executed fake by Moore and the entire North Hardin offense.
That's a great read. And if you look at the defense, you can see it again on this play that's going to be coming up. Look like number 52, the outside linebacker. Number 52, excuse me. Yeah, he's lining up a defensive end right now. He was lined up more on the outside. He came in hesitant, looking for the pass, and then committed in. But when he committed, that's when Moore was able to hand the ball off to Wright, and that left that opening gap because the outside linebacker and defensive end had already crashed inside, and they couldn't make that stop in the backfield.
Gain of 1, it brings up third and about a yard. 54.4 left to go here in the third quarter. Doss leading 14-9, and they are going to measure this. So while they are bringing in the chains, remind you that this is an HCEC-TV student production, division of Hardin County Schools. Special thanks to our live sports coverage sponsors: Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, eTownApartments.com, Bluegrass Cellular, eTown Exterminating, and West Point Bank. Tune in weekly for rebroadcasts of all local HCEC-TV programs on Brandenburg Telecom, Comcast Cable Channel 2, Spectrum Communications Channel 184, also on the HCEC-TV YouTube page. As we wait for the measurement, they are going to be just about a link of the chain short of a first down right at midfield. Jesse, you can't get much closer than that.
No, and this is a time where you basically just take the ball under center and push up and just have the quarterback, have Moore push it through.
Yeah, though it doesn't look like they're going to go for anything like that, though. They're going to continue to work out of that shotgun. Doss keeping everything in close.
They're loading the box here, expecting this run.
And they are indeed. They're loading the box. They are showing blitz heavily on a 4th and 1 at midfield. Moore in the shotgun. 2 receivers on either side of him. Lavelle Wright is to his left. Does a check with me. Stands back. Takes the snap, and he is going to sneak it himself, and he's going to be awful close. If he didn't get it, he's short by just literally a molecule.
I believe he was short, Drew.
They're going to, I believe, go for another measurement here.
1st and 10.
They are going to give him the first down. I said if he was short, it was just by a molecule. Well, apparently that molecule was just past the first down marker. That'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Trojans at the 48-yard line as they're going to try to get another snap off before the end of the third.
Like
Moore,
go
empty
spread.
set. Takes the snap, looking to throw, fires it, and it's intercepted. And running the other way is Doss. Inside the 20, inside the 20 now. And the ball is fumbled. We're waiting for a signal as the pick was fumbled. We're waiting for a signal. So it was indeed intercepted, then fumbled. And you're not going to believe this, the North Hardin Trojans have recovered the fumble all the way back inside their own 30-yard line. I have no words for this play. Jesse?
Nope.
I just, the ball. So to replay this for you, Moore rolls out to the right, fires. It's easily intercepted by a linebacker from Doss, who takes off down the field with just nobody around him. The Trojans catch up. It was intercepted by Chavez Moore. The Trojans catch up, force the fumble, and then recover it. The Aristocrats. Moore takes the snap, or takes the shotgun look. He's got 2 receivers split to this side, 2 to the top. Takes the snap. It's a handoff to Lavelle Wright, who is swarmed in the backfield. Nowhere to go for Lavelle Wright. But if you're the Trojans, I mean, this is a wash. You thought you'd turn the ball over. Now you get the ball back. As we head into the 4th quarter, the Doss Dragons are leading the North Hardin Trojans 14-9. The Trojans come back. They'll have a 2nd and 14 at their own 16-yard line. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunications needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. With locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, Brandenburg, Bardstown, and Louisville. Online at physicaltherapyky.com. eTownApartments.com by Mark Harris Construction. Take a virtual tour today at eTownApartments.com. Bluegrass Cellular, offering the most affordable and limited plan anywhere. For wireless works, visit at bluegrasscellular.com. eTown Exterminating, 737-6900, online at mugabug.com. West Point Bank, 5 offices located in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, West Point, online at westpointbank.com. Let them help make life simpler. West Point Bank, hometown banking made simple. Tune in weekly for rebroadcasts of all local HCEC-TV programs on Brandenburg Telecom, Comcast Cables, Channel 2, and Spectrum Communications on Channel 184. You can also check them out on the HCEC-TV YouTube page. And a big thanks to the YouTube page. It's where we do a lot of our film study for the week's games. Me and Jesse both frequent viewers on those videos, so we can do film study for each week. It's going to be a shotgun.
Really well.
Shotgun look for Moore. He's got a man to his right. Takes the snow. It's a low snap. He gets it, though. Rolls out to the right, trying to find somebody open. Takes off running, and he's going to be out of bounds at about the 15-yard line. And I really think he could have probably cut that upfield for a little bit more, but a smart decision also just to get out of bounds and not take a risk. It's going to be 3rd and 15. Ball is on the 15. That puts the first down marker right at the 30-yard line. 11:53 left to go in the fourth quarter. Dragons leading the Trojans 14-9. Moore is going to put twin receivers on either side. He'll go out of the shotgun with Lavelle Wright to his left. Motions a receiver out there. Takes the snap, rolls out to his left, fires it into the secondary, and it's too high for Josh Moore.
Intended for Josh Moore.
And it's going to be, Moore is going to be slow to get up. He's helped up by a few teammates. And this is going to bring on the punt unit for North Hardin. So despite the fact that they were able to reclaim the ball after an interception, they will now have to punt from their own 15-yard line. Doss has their return man. That is number 4, standing back at about the 40-yard line of North Hardin. There's going to be number 4, Michael Richardson, standing back to return. 11:48 left in the fourth quarter. Good snap. Punt is away. It's going to be take a North Hardin bounce into Doss territory as he takes up. He goes. He's going to go up the left sideline, spins around, and he'll be to the 35-yard line. He let that one bounce just about dead and then picked it up and took off, but we've got flags on the field.
Flag on the play.
Not exactly sure what just happened. Like I said, he looked like he bounced it dead, then he just picked off and took off with it. And we're waiting to see what the results of these flags are. And it's going to be against Doss, so they're going to mark him back, basically back to the place where he picked up that ball. They're going to be back in their own territory at about the 45, maybe the 40-yard line. It's going to be an illegal block in the back that's going to bring... It's going to take it back to the 38-yard line. So for Doss, you get a really good return, and then a penalty nullifies all of it. It's going to be an empty look. This is the first time we've seen this out of the Doss Dragons. 3 receivers to the near side. Nope, now he's going to go under center with 1 man behind him. Still has that trips to the bottom, though. Takes the snap. Runs off to the right side. I believe that was Young again.
Young on the carry.
he will only get a couple. It's been tough sledding all night for this Doss rushing attack, except for a huge gain by Keon Lee earlier in the game. It's going to bring up 2nd and 7. Ball's on the 40-yard line. 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Doss leading 14-9. It's going to be the same 3-receiver look. Under center with a single back goes Pumphrey. Pumphrey takes the snap. It's a handoff to Young, and Young is fighting forward. Young dragging people with him. Young across midfield. Young still on his feet. He's going to be down to almost the 45-yard line. And that's going to be a first down for the Doss Dragons into North Hardin territory. Going to bring up 1st and 10 on the 46-yard line. 10:36 left in the fourth quarter.
The 46-yard line.
Doss will come out. 3 receivers split down here to the bottom. Pumphrey under center, a man behind him. Ball right about in the middle of the field. Takes the snap. It's a handoff. And we got a loose ball on the field, but I believe Doss has recovered. Nope.
North Hardin has the ball.
Doss fumbles it, and the Trojans recover near midfield. A huge, crucial turnover for both the North Hardin Trojans and the Doss Dragons as more comes out. And the Trojans offense will now look to try to take back control of this game and retake the lead. Moore is going to have 2 protectors in the backfield. He'll be in the shotgun. He's got a receiver down here, 2 receivers down here. Takes the snap. It's a handoff. And no, he's going to run it himself and go right up the middle.
Moore on the carry.
He's going to get about 1 yard, 9:50 left in the fourth quarter. Trojans have a 2nd and 9 on their own 47-yard line.
Hey, you've got a decent amount of time on the clock here. You said 9 minutes, you're in the fourth quarter, you're down by 5. You can't rush it and make mistakes here, whether it's an interception, but you need to start making momentum down the field and kind of roll your offense down, at least get down into their territory.
Moore takes the snap. It's a handoff to, I believe that's Starks off the left side, and Starks has a really good gain. It's going to bring up 3rd and short for the Trojan offense. I've called about 3rd, maybe 2. They are into Doss territory, gain of 6. And they are going a little bit up-tempo here. They're not giving Doss a lot of time to reset. Shotgun with 2 protectors. Moore has 2 receivers split down to the near side. Takes the snap. It's a handoff to Starks, and Starks is going to be short of the first down. He found a little seam, but couldn't quite get up to the first down. That's going to bring up 4th and 1 on the 45-yard line for the North Hardin Trojans, and they are showing no fear. They're immediately lining up to go for it.
Last time we had a 4th down situation like this, Moore took the ball behind the center to try to go after the first down.
Moore in the shotgun. He's going to step out of it, does a check with me. Squats back down, takes the snap. It's going to be a handoff to Starks. Starks is going to fight forward. Starks has got the first down.
Gain of 1. The gain is good for a first down, Trojans.
7:58 left in the fourth quarter. The Trojans have a first down on the Doss 44-yard line. They trail 14-9. The officials are going to measure this one, so hold your horses. May not have a first down quite yet.
Feel very confident Tavion Starks here.
And now, and here's something that I just noticed. Eric Moore came to the sideline and grabbed a fresh towel. So that is a very interesting spot there. I mean, you've got to keep those towels rotating out because you're going to get them soaked as you move. The rain's coming down just about the same as it has been all night. A little bit more of a mist now than it had been at the start of the game. And it is indeed a first down Trojans.
A first down Trojans.
As you hear the PA announcer say. It's going to be 1st and 10 on the 44-yard line. Again, 7:58 left. North Hardin trailing 14-9 to the Doss Dragons. Moore will go in the shotgun. They've been working out of this 2-protector set. He's got 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Does a check with me. Takes the snap. Fakes the handoff, and it's going to be a swing pass that is, I believe that was a backwards pass, and if they rule it as such, and they will, it is a turnover, and the Doss Dragons have recovered inside North Hardin territory at about the 48-yard line. You have to be careful with those swing passes because if it is a backwards pass and the receiver doesn't corral it, it's a fumble. And that's exactly what just happened to the North Hardin Trojans. So, with 7:39 left, Doss will have a 1st and 10 on the 49-yard line.
It's been just a close and then a break every single time for these North Hardin Trojans. They're getting so close to getting their momentum, and something falls into place and kind of breaks that.
Pumphrey will go under center with a single back. 3 receivers split to the inside. Takes the snap, hands off to the back, and he's going to be dropped. He ran into a blue wall.
On the stop.
And it's going to bring up 2nd and 10 on the 49-yard line. That was Lee. It was, excuse me, loss of 1. It's going to bring up 2nd and 11 right on the midfield stripe. 7:20 left in the 4th quarter. Doss Dragons leading 14-9. They come out in the formation they've used for almost the entire second half. He's got a receiver split to the top, 3 receivers to the inside. Single back formation. Pumphrey under center. Takes the snap, handoff to the back, and that's going to be, I believe that's Keon Lee again, and he's not going to find much running room. Tough sledding off the right side of the line. He's been met with blue shirts just about every time he's come off that right side. That's going to bring up 3rd down and about 9 on the 48-yard line of North Hardin. 6:28 left to go in the 4th quarter. Doss Dragons leading 14-9 over the North Hardin Trojans. So here we go. 3 receivers to the near side. 1 receiver split up to the top. Pumphrey's going to go under center with a single back. He takes the snap. He's going to be looking to throw. He's going to load one up, fires it deep down the field for Adams on the sideline, and it's incomplete, out of bounds. And we've seen it with an Eric Moore pass, and now we've seen it with a Pumphrey pass. That the ball, if you try to float it out there, is floating. And that's exactly what just happened. So now it's going to bring up 4th and 9 on the 48. Jesse, if you're the coach, are you punting in the situation or are you going for it?
No, I'm going for it. I'm trying to get a touchdown here. If you notice, there on the previous play, North Hardin set up that diagonal formation that I was speaking about earlier. I'm kind of interested. Yeah, you can see they're going back to that again. So you got Bankhead, down here at the bottom playing man coverage. He's actually playing a zone, and you can see kind of that diagonal. You leave a split in the middle right there behind your linebackers, and there's a hole right there that the coverage can go to.
Delay of game on the Doss Dragons. That's going to back them up back into their own territory.
Now I rethink that call, and I punt here.
Prep football, Jay Beckerer, 36-yard punt return for a touchdown to give E-Town a 20-12 lead. 6:01 left in the 3rd quarter. And final Central Hardin 21, Ballard nothing. It's the pistol, and it's one of those rugby short punts that's going to take a very healthy DOS bounce inside of the 30. And that's something that you just kind of look at. If they line up a certain way while you're in that pistol formation, they line up favorably for you, you just take the snap and you make a play out of it. If they don't, take the snap and just kick it out of there. We see that a lot in college football. You don't see it a lot on the pro level, but you see it a lot in high school and college football. When you have a quarterback who can kick, you just let him make the decision. Are you going to pass it or are you just going to pooch kick it?
You got to play around a little bit with it and kind of see what the defense is, what kind of adjustments you're going to get, and what kind of read they're going to provide for you.
Moore takes the shotgun snap, looking to throw, throws it right to his man. That was Desmond Ryan. It just hit him right in the hands, and I think even in the conditions, that's when you got to catch.
You have to have that possession, especially when you have under 6 minutes in the fourth quarter. You're down by 5. That's a play you need. That's near first down territory at that point. Then you're off by about 3 yards and you're moving the sticks. You have to keep doing that. Take advantage of those holes. Now you have a mid-coverage hole there. You have the safety shading up here, but Moore has to look at those holes and see if he can make a play in there.
It's going to be a run by Lavelle Wright, and Wright's going to get a little chunk of yardage, but tough sledding off the left side. We've seen tough sledding for the running games all night tonight with a couple of small exceptions. It's a gain of 3, 3rd and 7, balls on the 26-yard line. 5:20 left in the fourth. Moore takes the snap. It's going to be a short, is either a short pass or was a run. It was Lavelle Wright.
Like a little forward pitch.
Little shovel pass is I believe what they call that.
Shovel pass, yes sir.
And they're going to give the Trojans the first down.
The play is good for 7 yards and a first down, Trojans.
5:04 left in the fourth quarter. Trojans are trailing the Doss Dragons 14-9. They have a 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Moore takes the snap. It's another handoff, and it's right up the middle to Lavelle Wright, who can't find any running room. Still trying to drag people as he went down. It's going to bring up 2nd and 9, ball on the 33-yard line. 4 minutes, 43 seconds left to go in this game. They're going to operate out of that shotgun again. 1 receiver split down to the near side, 2 receivers split to the far side. Moore in the shotgun with 1 protector standing there to his right, excuse me. And it is Lavelle Wright, and Lavelle Wright's going to go off the left side. He's got a lot of room, and he's going to drag some defenders up. He's going to be close to a first down, but not quite there. Gain of 7. It's going to bring up 3rd and 2. Just on the other side of the 40-yard line. 4:16 left in the fourth quarter. Moore takes the shotgun snap, and it's a handoff to Wright, and I believe he just slipped on the turf. He didn't even have a chance to do anything, just straight down. And a timeout called by North Hardin. While they take a timeout, remind you this is an HCEC-TV student production, a division of the Hardin County Schools. Special thanks to our live sports coverage sponsors, Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, eTownApartments.com, Bluegrass Cellular, eTown Exterminating, and West Point Bank. Four minutes are going to be left in this fourth quarter. Doss leading 14-9. It's going to be a 4th and 5 for North Hardin when they come back over the ball. Tune in weekly for rebroadcasts of all local HCEC-TV programs on Brandenburg Telecom, Comcast Cables, Channel 2, Spectrum Communications, Channel 184. You can also check them out on the HCEC-TV YouTube channel. That is, again, where I watch a lot of my game film as I prep for these week's games. Moore will come out in the shotgun. He will have Wright standing to his right. Receiver split down here to the near side. Two receivers split to the top side. 4th and 5. Moore takes the snap. He's looking to throw. He floats one, and it's going to be incomplete. He's looking for Jeremiah Bankhead, and Bankhead goes down hard. He's a little slow to get up.
1st and 10. Doss on the 37.
They'll give Doss a first down at the Trojans' 37 with 3 minutes 56 seconds left to go in the 4th quarter. Bankhead will come off under his own power. And for one of the few times we've seen this tonight, big number 99, Octavius Oxendine, is walking onto the field. As the Trojans are going to have to try to stop Doss. They've only got 2 timeouts remaining. 3 minutes and 56 seconds left, trailing 5 points. It's going to be an I formation for the Doss Dragons with 2 receivers split to the top side. Offset I. Pumphrey under center. Takes the snap. He's going to hand off to the second man. That's Lee. Lee fighting forward. Lee's going to get about 5 yards, maybe 4. It's going to bring up second down and about medium distance.
Gain of 3, 2nd and 7.
Gain of 3, 2nd and 7, ball on the 34-yard line as the clock ticks inside of 3 minutes, 30 seconds left to go. Doss taking their sweet time, getting lined up. Clock is in their favor right now. 3:18 left to go in the 4th quarter.
I don't know why, but that's what it's doing.
He takes the snap, and it's going to be a handoff to the second man, and that's Lee, who's almost tackled in the backfield. Lee breaking off up the sideline. Lee back to the middle of the field. He's inside the 10, down inside the 5, and it looks like he just tripped up as he came inside the 10-yard line. That's going to bring up 1st and goal for the Doss Dragons. 2:56 left on the clock. Doss leading 14-9. Ball is going to be on the 8-yard line, and I think in dry conditions he breaks that one off, and he's still running and right into the end zone. But in the wet conditions, it's easy to slip, and that's exactly what he did. Slipped, lost his balance, and went down. 2:56 left on the clock. Doss threatening to score. Under center, offset I, 2 receivers split now to the far side. Pumphrey takes the snap, hands off to the second man, who is drilled at the line of scrimmage. And we've got a fumble again, I believe, as we're waiting to see who has come out. And the Trojans recover the fumble. It has been Fumble City here in Radcliffe tonight, as just about every time one of these teams starts to get control of this game, they cough up the football. Doss looked like they were going to run this one in and take a final nail in the coffin. They were going to put this one away, put the dagger in the heart of the Trojans, and what did the Trojans do? They met the guy at the line of scrimmage, they popped the ball free, and swarmed down on top of it. And now with 2:33 left, the Trojans take over on their own 8-yard line, trailing 14-9. They do have 2 timeouts in their back pocket. Moore takes the snap out of the shotgun. He's looking to throw. He fires one deep down the field, and it is tipped and nearly intercepted. It landed right in the hands of Michael Richardson, and then he lost control of it. It was nearly caught again on the rebound. And that's going to bring up 2nd and 10 from the 8-yard line. About the best case scenario North Hardin could have hoped for on that one.
Nothing wrong with going deep on that play, but that's a pass you've got to be careful with. I mean, you had a good read the breakaway on the man coverage, but the ball just floated a little too much to be able to complete the pass and make a play out of it.
Moore in an empty set takes the snap, looking to throw. Fires one over here to the sideline, and it's a hard hit and an incomplete pass. He was looking for Jeremiah Bankhead, who had the ball in his hands and then got popped by a defensive back. Broken up by Adams, who has been on the... we've also seen him as a wide receiver this evening. That's going to bring up 3rd and 10 from their own 8-yard line. And it's going to be a timeout for North Hardin. That's only going to leave them with 1. As they take a timeout, we will too. To remind you, this is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools, a live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all of your telecommunications needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results, with locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, Brandenburg, Bardstown, and Louisville, online at physicaltherapyky.com. eTownApartments.com by Mark Harris Construction. Take a virtual tour today at eTownApartments.com. Bluegrass Cellular, offering the most affordable wireless plan anywhere where wireless works. Visit at bluegrasscellular.com. eTown Exterminating, 737-6900, online at mugabug.com. West Point Bank, 5 offices located in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, and West Point. Find them online at westpointbank.com. Let them help make your life simpler. West Point Bank, hometown banking made simple. Tune in weekly for rebroadcasts of all local HCEC-TV programming on Brandenburg Telecom, Comcast Cables, Channel 2, and Spectrum Communications, Channel 184. Jesse, what do you expect the North Hardin Trojans to do with this play?
You can't look for that deep pass again. It's 2 plays in a row, 3 plays in a row where you've been unsuccessful with it. You have to take the ball down near the first down marker. And at that point, I mean, you're stuck in perfect red zone opportunity for Doss. Just get the first down and try to move the ball a little bit.
Moore will go out of the shotgun, takes the snap, looking. He's going to take off running. He's got a lot of room in front of him, a lot of green grass in front of him, and he's going to be close to the first down. There is a flag on the play. And I believe he may have stepped out of bounds and then was hit by a Doss player. If so, that'll be a free 15 for the North Hardin Trojans. As we wait for the referee's decision on this flag. And it is indeed a personal foul on Doss, and that's going to give the Trojans a free 15 yards. It was a 12-yard run. It's going to give the Trojans 1st and 10. So they got the first down on the run, and then they got an extra first down on the penalty.
Whatever you got to do to get the first down, you just need to keep moving those 6 down the field. You don't have to do anything huge, nothing amazing. Move the 6 down the field, play simple football, and get down to the end zone.
2:12 left in the 4th quarter. Moore takes the snap. He's looking to throw. Throws right down the middle. He's got his man, and he's open. It's Josh Moore into the secondary and into the territory of Doss to the 40-yard line. 27 yards on it.
Now, Josh Moore was the initial read on that play. You saw that by looking at Eric Moore look exactly to him in the middle of the field. If you would have noticed at the bottom of your screen there, you also had Isaiah Bankhead wide open with not another defender within 15 yards of him. So you could tell Josh Moore was the first read, and Eric Moore was staring him down hard on that play. Great catch, though, by Moore.
Moore back to pass. Loads one up deep, looking for his man, and it's tipped and incomplete. Nearly caught on the rebound.
Moore's pass is intended for Josh Moore.
Looking for Josh Moore on that one. So 1:47 left. Ball on the 40-yard line, 2nd and 10. Trojans trailing Doss 14-9. Moore will go in the shotgun. He'll put a protector to his right. He's got 2 receivers on either side. At this point, the run pretty much out the window, I think, for North Hardin. Moore takes the snap, steps up, fires it, and it's nearly intercepted. Chavez just about had his 2nd interception of the game. It was intended for Jeremiah Bankhead.
Moore has to be careful on these plays. He's got a designed pass play to a certain person that he's supposed to be looking at, but by staring down that individual receiver like that, not looking at other possibilities, the defense is reading that. They're coming up, they're stepping up in the coverage, and that's a near pick that could cost you the game.
Moore takes the snap, rolls out to his right, fires it into the secondary, incomplete on this near sideline. So that'll bring up 4th and 10 on the 40-yard line. 1:36 left in the game. North Hardin trails Doss 14-9. This is the make or break play. North Hardin only has one timeout remaining. They cannot stop the clock if Doss gets the football back. Moore will go in the shotgun with a protector to his left. Excuse me, to his right. He's got two receivers on either side of him. Takes the snap. Looking for somebody open. Rolls out to the left. He's hit. He's sacked back in North Hardin territory. And that's going to be a turnover on downs.
46-yard line where Doss will take over, 1st and 10.
Doss will take over 1st and 10 in North Hardin territory. A minute 29 left. They really don't have to do much at this point. North Hardin cannot stop the ball. Or cannot stop the clock, excuse me. And I believe at this point Doss is just going to run a couple plays and take this one to the house. Definitely not the game we thought we were going to see tonight, Jesse. The weather obviously had a major effect on this game. Doss and North Hardin both had opportunities squandered. They both had crucial turnovers. And when it came right down to it, Doss able to outlast the Trojans.
I guess you could. A turnover is not smart at any point in time, but I guess you could say Doss had smarter turnovers. You look at North Hardin 2 times in a row in the red zone, had a turnover there. That cost you 2 touchdowns. It could possibly turn this game into a completely different pattern. Granted, yes, you had your fumbles. Both teams did. It's a slippery game. The ball's hard to hold on to. No matter how many times you dry your hands, no matter how many times you switch out the football, it's still going to get wet and you're still going to drop it and bobble it around. It was just smart, I guess, smarter turnovers, smarter play by Doss to be able to take advantage of the opportunities they had and turn them into some points to put on the board.
Victory formation by Doss, the first kneel by Pumphrey.
Overall, it's been a great game by both teams. North has shown again that they continue to play until the end of the game. They strive hard. Still a fairly young team. I mean, you have Lavelle Wright, who's just a freshman. Eric Moore back there playing quarterback. He's only a junior. He's still going to have another season. Now North will now be 3-1 at home, but they do have a home playoff game coming up soon.
Victory formation continues for Doss. They will have to kneel it, I believe, one more time after this one. So as we look forward, next week, playoffs begin. I believe we will be at Central Hardin next week for their home playoff game.
Yes, Central and North both will have home playoffs games this upcoming week.
As we mentioned earlier, Central Hardin was able to beat Ballard 21-0. Check for a quick score update while we're waiting for this final kneel down. Fort Knox beats Shawnee 74-0. And that is going to be your final score update for the night. North Hardin takes their final timeout. And with 15.3 seconds left to go, ball is at the 50-yard line. Well, we've got a second. I'd like to thank our sponsors one more time tonight. Physical Therapy Associates, Brandenburg Telecom, eTownApartments.com, Bluegrass Cellular, eTown Exterminating, West Point Bank. Also want to give a big shout out to HCEC-TV and all the crew tonight. I didn't get a chance to get their names before the broadcast, and I apologize for that. So I want to give a big thank you to all of them for all their hard work. They are out here in the rain and the cold, and they helped us put on this broadcast tonight. I've had a blast doing these games all year long. I look forward to doing it in the playoffs. I know Jesse has had a blast doing these all year long as well. So it's going to be a situation where North Hardin is going to attempt, what you're probably going to see here is a punt by Doss, and North Hardin is going to attempt to make something out of nothing here. Am I correct, Jesse?
Yeah, you can hope for the best. I mean, you've got your man Tavion Starks back there to receive the punt, so we'll see what's going to go on right there. Honestly, kind of look for the punter just to kind of hold the ball as long as he can, and then probably punt it in the corner near the end zone if he can.
Instead, they're going to go for the kneel down, so that will be a turnover on downs. Oh, nope, they're going to roll it out to the right. And he is going to just try to keep it in bounds and try to get as much time off the clock. So with 8.1 left, North Hardin will take over. They will have a shot to do something from their own 48-yard line. Jesse, Hail Mary time.
Hail Mary.
What you're about to see is one of the more exciting plays in football. It is the legendary Hail Mary. Moore will go in the shotgun. He's not got any protectors. He's just putting all targets out as Doss calls the timeout. They're going to think about this one for a second as they are. I don't think they know if Moore can throw deep. If they know he can throw deep. I don't know if they're how deep they're going to attempt to throw this one or how deep Moore can get it. Take this time again, real quick, do another quick sponsor run through. Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, eTownApartments.com, Bluegrass Cellular, eTown Exterminating, West Point Bank. Tune in weekly for rebroadcasts of this game and all of the other HCEC-TV programs on Brandenburg Telecom, Comcast Cables Channel 2, Spectrum Communications Channel 184, also on the HCEC-TV YouTube channel. Here we go. Doss is putting everybody way back in anticipation of this play. North Hardin is going to put all of their best receivers on the field and take one shot at this with 8.1 seconds left. You're only going to get one shot. Clasp your hands, bow your heads, say your Hail Mary because here it comes. Moore stands in the shotgun with nobody around him, takes the snap, throws it, and it's going to be Moore getting out of bounds with 1.4 seconds left. So that wasn't the Hail Mary we were expecting. That was a short pass to set up the Hail Mary.
I feel like that was the first down we should have had on the last drive.
So here we go. Takes the snap, rolls out to the right, fires it down, and it's incomplete, falling just short. And there's your final, ladies and gentlemen. The Doss Dragons 14, the North Hardin Trojans 9. Big thanks to everybody involved with this HCEC-TV broadcast tonight. Big thanks to our sponsors, Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, eTownApartments.com, Bluegrass Cellular, eTown Exterminating, and West Point Bank. Big thanks to all of you for tuning in. One more time for all the HCEC-TV crew, for my analyst Jesse Bird, I've been Drew Bernardi. We will see you next week as Central Hardin starts the playoffs at home.
Y'all have a good one.
You too, man. Have a good night.